Ooh, good morning, soul family. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. We are here to do, I cannot believe it's actually the 15th of January already. And we made it halfway through the month. And this time has flown really so fast since New Year's. And a lot of us are feeling a lot of rapid timeline collapses. And they're still happening. This is one of the longest ascensions that we're probably going to go through. And a lot of this ascension is in the physical. And so we're here for the ascension pick a pile number 2. And interestingly enough, the deck was pre-shuffled and a lot of cards came out for piles 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to be clearing the energy space here. Okay. Whew. It has been really intense for all of us on different levels, different times, with this roller coaster of an ascension that we're going through, especially in the physical, is really been really probably bizarre, bonkers, all kinds of things. Now, one of the things is that we've been guided to is self-care, solitude, hermit mode, whichever you want to call it. And I'm just going to be clearing the energy space here. So we have the crystals. We have clear quartz, smoky quartz. I'm wearing 2 bracelets, clear quartz, smoky quartz. And one of the things that we are learning, and there was a lesson learned the other day, and this was on a Friday, is especially Empresses, and probably some of you have gotten a lot of aha moments over the weekend and on Friday, was to take a step back and self-care. But also the other lesson was to protect your energies at all costs. That is your own spiritual responsibility. And I don't know who needs to hear this, because since all these changes that are taking place, as we have fun, and as we raise our vibration, things fall away. Also, our light shines brighter. We don't always realize it. And we're going to be attracting a lot to us. And part of your mission is to move others when you are being of service from darkness to light, from the shadow side to the bright side. And it's moving the ego, and the ego is being balanced. So always remember, the work you're doing on yourself never goes unnoticed. So we got 7 piles here. I don't know which deck yet that we're going to be clarifying some of these symptoms. So we got piles 1, 2, and 3. It doesn't matter at this pivotal point with the ascension, as we're moving from the water rabbit to the wood fire dragon. I said that backwards for a reason. That know and trust what's happening for you is for your best and highest good. It doesn't matter if you are in preparation and no contact. It doesn't matter if you are in inner union. It doesn't matter if you are in inner and outer union. Everybody's journey is different. And this is a mirrored ascension. Just like last week, the energy on Wednesday was mirrored emotions. Well, the ascension is also mirrored. So, as an Empress, we're picking things up with the divine masculine, our own, and in our own journey, and we're picking up also and getting mirrored the ascension symptoms from the collective as well. So there probably was more self-care and rest this weekend. Sitting with the physical symptoms and sitting with this energy, what's happening to your body, and the same thing for the divine masculine, what's happening to your body, to sit with the energy. So I don't know what else is going to come through. So let's jump right in. And a lot of threes are coming up all over the place. So, as the interesting thing is, 2 final cards came out. And this is for however it's going to resonate with you. You may want to play this video and this reading back a few times, because this ascension is going to be lasting until February 10th, when the Lunar New Year comes. This is preparing us for 2024 and what's to come, because the best is yet to come. So let's get started. Pick your piles through 1, 2, or 3. You may be picking 2 piles. You may be picking all 3. Whatever and how this is resonating with you, whatever physically you're going through. So, let's see the first card for pile 1. Pile 1, cuts and abrasions, is guilt, the need to be punished for actions in the past. Forgive thyself and heal. A lot of forgiveness is coming up. If you've, a lot of this, I'm seeing a lot of cutting of the fingers, the thumb, nicks, abrasions. So there's a lot of guilt being released. Forgiveness is the key. Forgiving thyself is the key for this. This is part of letting the past go. Because there's also a lot of cleansing going on. We've been having, it's interesting how this winter weather, a lot of rain and snow, a lot of wind, a lot of freezing cold. I know in some parts the temperature is below 0. Let's see what we have for pile 2. Excess weight. A comfort blanket, the need for safety and protection. Call on Archangel Michael for assistance. Shield yourself from heavy energies. Affirm, I am safe and protected. All is well in my world. Shield yourself from heavy energies. This could be, with the comfort blanket, healing and stepping out of the comfort zone. It could be a lot of things. It could be a lot of heavy, could be ravenous hunger. It could be, excess baggage that needs to be released. Interesting. What do we have for pile 3? Stomach cramps. Digesting information that you may not like. The need to release fear and struggle in exchange for peace. Acceptance settles the stomach. So this could be the end of a karmic situation, accepting what's ended. This could be any type of karmic situation, seeing this in a higher way. coming to an acceptance. And this plays a role with excess weight, the baggage being released. And, we can't change the past. And when we let things go, we come into acceptance. Pile 1, fatigue, feeling overworked, frustrated, or bored, the need for time off or a rest. Replenish yourself so you have more energy to plan new adventures. A lot of fatigue that's come up, needing to take a nap, needing to rest, need to regroup. And this is coming up a lot, running around, exhaustion from overexertion, trying to get things done, trying to rush, feeling rushed. You know what? Your body is going to turn around and say, whoa, slow down. Stop. Take some time for yourself. Take some type of break. Let's see what teeth and gums. Wow. And this is pile 2. Decisions to be made. The worse the problem, the more back and forth energy is taking place. Once a decision is made and finalized, the symptoms will settle down and heal. Gnashing of the teeth, tooth problems. Could be any type of tooth problems you're going through because major decisions are taking place. On this journey, it is a life change. Decisions are going to be made to make this adjustment. I'm getting a fear of making decisions because this is a life change. Trying to get the words out. Interesting how this happens. There's always a decision to come forward with changes, and whenever those changes, a lot of change taking place, so a lot of decisions need to be made. And one of the things is that healing the back and forth energy, especially when, should I do this, should I do that? And that's just the ego coming into play when you can't make a decision. And this is why it's always, when you make decisions to make changes, it is to breathe through it. Declutter the mind space. Releasing the ego. So, let's see what we have for pile 3. Cold and flu. Preparing for new energy upgrades and create a more optimistic, positive perception and spiritually based mindset. Unplugging from society, programming, conditioning, negative beliefs, and the 3D world. This actually resonates with me. One of the beautiful things about being in the solitude and the silence, when this could be a blocked nose, runny nose, could be anything from the lungs, feeling cold, unplugging from society, resting, maybe sleeping, and going through, there's a lot going on out there in the 3D world, the 3D matrix. You're unplugging from this. You're aware that there's things going on, and that's also coming into, protecting your energies from the collective. People that are in fear-based energy, situations, people, places, and things. You may find yourself just not paying attention. Could be the news. I know a lot's going on right now. A lot of conflict everywhere you see. And a lot of, giving me fear. Letting go of, there's a lot of fear coming up with this. Because, especially with what's happening right now. And, fear-based energies, this is a reminder to protect your energies from anything that's bringing in fear. So a lot of fear being released. Know all is well and all is safe. Let's see. Pile 1, bladder. Feeling peeved off, drink plenty of water to relieve symptoms and call on archangels Raguel and Haniel to restore harmony, peace, and balance. You're manifesting this. And one of the things is, really hydrate as much as you can. Because, if all of a sudden you're going to the bathroom and you're peeing and all of a sudden there's a burning sensation, not knowing where it's coming from, it's being peeved off, being on a deeper level, and that needs to be released. And, calling in Archangel Raguel and Haniel to restore the peace, harmony, and balance. Breathe through it. That's for pile 1. Pile 2. Constipation, fear of letting go, constant control. Trust the flow of your life to regulate things again. Affirm there's always a plan. I went through this. And I can't remember if it had to been at least a couple of months ago. And interesting, this came out in pile 2. And it was for the longest time. And sometimes we don't recognize, because there's also a painless constipation. You don't even know it. And it's holding on to, it's a fear of letting go of constant control. Letting go of control. Because what do we do as the Divine Feminine? We always, we have to balance out, of having to feel the need to control things. Letting things going with the flow. And a lot of us are going with the flow right now in this energy. Breathing through it. This was not fun. And I'm going to tell you, you feel like you don't want to eat. Drink more water. I'm getting. You're not hydrating enough. Because if you drink more water, you're going to be able to go with the flow with things much easier. Pile 3. Sneezing. Releasing fear quickly around doing something wrong or making a mistake. Fears around not being recognized or appreciated because of a silly mistake. Realize that there are no mistakes and all is well. Affirm everything is working out beautifully in this moment. Sneezing taking place, fear of making a mistake. We don't live life in perfection. We can't manifest imperfection. When we, with mistakes, there are no mistakes. There isn't, and we learn from those mistakes. From mistakes are lessons, and from lessons there are blessings. When we let go of perfection, and I'm keep getting from, I don't know why I'm getting, is when we let go of perfection, that's when abundance begins to flow through. Because we do not live in a perfect world. This could also be meaning letting go of past programming and conditioning with perfection. What do the neighbors think? What do my friends think? What does this one think? Who cares what anybody thinks? It's not, what they think. What do you think? So we're letting go of perfection. This is what I'm getting. And she's got, interestingly enough, an orange shirt. And blowing her nose, but the orange shirt is the abundance coming in. When you let go of perfection. It's also letting go of the attachments to anything that we manifest. Letting go of the how, when, and where. Everything comes in expected and unexpected ways in divine timing. This just doesn't mean union. This just doesn't mean any healing. Healing takes its time and place. This is, everything happens for a reason in the perfect time, divine timing. Pile 1, hips. The need for perfect balance and alignment with the connection with both masculine and feminine aspects of the self. Hip problems occur when the energy of giving and receiving is out of balance and energy is depleted. Giving back to the self restores harmony and inner balance. Wow. This also ties in with fatigue. Yeah. Feeling overworked, frustrated, or bored, the time for a rest. Replenish yourself so you have more energy to plan new adventures. In order to plan new adventures for change, this has to come into balance. And when this is also really going on a deeper level is when energy is being depleted. And this is the time for a rest, to replenish, taking time out, disconnecting and unplugging. Yeah, comes in with pile 3, cold and flu. Unplugging from society, programming, conditioning, negative beliefs in the 3D world. Wow. The hips. Pile 2, cold sores. You know, interesting that this came up. Repressed anger, bitter thoughts about others. Observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment to heal and understand why you feel that way and what aspect of self is needing love and attention. Journaling will help. Cold sores. The other day, a soul sister developed a cold sore. And I said, oh gosh, what is she picking up from the collective now? It could be, and I sat with it for a minute. There is another, if this is happening, there could be a lot of bitterness in the collective. It could be bitterness from anywhere. If sitting with the physical symptoms and sitting with the energy, it may not be your own. So as an empath, and this is all being mirrored between the Emperor and Empress, we're all empaths in different ways. There could be a lot of bitterness coming around. People not letting go, judgment or being around people with judgment, the ego. Giving yourself love and attention. It's also a sign to journal out the emotions when we're feeling bitter. Forgiveness. And this is tying in with another card here. So, yeah. A lot of forgiveness. It could be feeling bitter about a situation, feeling bitter for the moment. It could be feeling past bitterness. That's time to let it go. Interesting how that one came up. Pile 3. The stomach, fear-based struggle that's causing gripping pain. The need to trust the gut instinct and believe in what is intuitively known. Going with the flow. I've been saying this. We're going with the flow. So if you're not in stomach discomfort or any type of solar plexus, going with the flow, which is related to constipation. Yeah. Drinking more water. Going with the flow of water. Moving into calmer waters. Yeah. This is interesting how this is coming up. Pile 1. Let's see what we have here. Lower back. Financial concerns and fears. Freedom was trying to come out of my mouth. And there's a reason for everything. So, what's also could be manifesting is financial freedom. Letting go of past debts. Lowering your debt ceiling. Concerns and fears. A lot of fear being released about this. The desire for more is healthy. The feeling of lack is not. Use affirmations that you have enough. I am rich in all things. Especially what's going on. I haven't felt lower back pain in I don't know how long, but I used to feel it. And once you reaffirm that you are rich in all things, it seems to go away. Breathing through this. You know, this is also manifesting, being frugal, you know, spending what you need. I know we're in a time right now, especially with inflation. I know a lot of this energy coming through being conscious, opening, you know, the receiving of possibilities of sales, coupons, discounts, whatever. You know, money comes in expected and unexpected ways. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, finding money, receiving money. You could be receiving coupons, offers, discounts, and things like that that will be coming into fruition. You know, sometimes it's not always the right time to buy certain things, especially, you know, when you ask the universe for, you know, being specific what you want. And one of the things lack mentality. People, places, and things. People of a lack mentality. Ooh, excuse me, giving me a burpy energy. You know, tends to bring upon fear, especially when people start to complain about the price of things. And I ran into this the other day. I needed to step out for bread and a few other things. Giving me a very dry mouth. And the cashier, I smiled and I said, "Hey, good morning, how are you?" And the cashier, interestingly enough, pointed out and said, "You know, that's from the $4 rack." I said, "Yeah, I'm aware of it." And I said, "At least it's there." And the man says, "You know, everything is just so expensive right now." And he said, "I don't know what's going on." And he said, "You know, that's the most expensive brand I've ever seen." I said, "Well, there's, you know, more." And I said, "You know what?" I said, "I'm just thankful and grateful I found bread." Because I said, it could be worse. You could be buying this brand bread in another store and be paying $5 and change. So being in gratitude for finding whatever you find that's available you've been looking for. Interesting, 4 and 4. So I bought 2 loaves, adds up to an 8, infinite abundance. Pile 2, fever, sexual desire or intimate desire. Try and keep things PG. Burning with passion and desire that longs to be expressed. Repressed desire, creating anger and rage that burns deep within. Focus on peace. Let's see what this is resonating with. You know what? Interestingly enough, another, you know, if you're feeling sweaty, warm, this is being mirrored. A lot of hot flashes could bring about a cold sore. You know, especially when we go that route, you know, sometimes that can be happening. Feeling over, yeah. So burning with passion and desire that longs to be expressed. Repressed desire, creating anger and rage that burns deep within. Focusing on peace. Come back into the now. Take deep breaths. Third eye for pile 3. A lot of purple energy, which would be amethyst. The ability to see past the physical reality and experience life in a new way. To see the unseen, to see past the pain and understand life from a higher perspective. Pain occurs when there is a block. Call on Archangel Raziel for courage to see what your heart already knows. This is very interesting because during this mass cleanse and ascension, a lot of third eye chakra upgrades, if you've experienced like ocular migraines, crown chakra headaches, but different chakra physical symptoms. The third eye is learning to see past the illusions. And this is interesting how this is almost shaped like a portal. You know, since the 111 portal, you are seeing clearer through illusions, especially with social media. Especially with any illusion, not just social media. Seeing right through things through like a glass window. You know, a lot of clear quartz, getting clarity on situations when you go out in nature, getting clarity in situations in the silence, could be answers from the past or that weren't answered, but coming back into the now, seeing past the illusions, the fears, anything that's an illusion. Seeing the bigger picture. You know, that's why the giraffe animal comes through. You know, seeing from a higher perspective, you know, looking down. Okay. Vertigo, nausea and dizziness caused by sudden change, movement, lack of direction. Breathe and center yourself to gain clarity and peace. You know, this happened to me the other day in a store. I didn't know why for a second, and I had to quickly get what I needed to get. But breathe through it and center yourself back into the now. You're gaining more peace and clarity. It's kind of like a warning sign. You need to gain clarity on a situation or whatever is coming through. That's pile 1. And we have pile 2. Joints and muscles, the need to take action and take charge. Exercise, movement, and massage will stimulate the required change. Wow. Pains in the joints and muscles. Needing to take divine inspired action to create change. The universe has your back. Listen to your intuition on what action you need to take. You know, it's very simple. You can sit for a few minutes and ask yourself, what divine inspired action I can take today? You know, nothing comes from nothing. And one of the things is when we take divine inspired action, we will take this in the physical. And you're also learning to let go of, well, I did this, I did that. When is it going to happen? It's not your job. The how, when, and where is not your job. You take the divine inspired action. Your spirit team, your guides, angels, ancestors, they take over the rest. They always have your back and know and trust that they're going to do this better. Exercise, movement, and massage will stimulate the required change. This physically helps get rid of stuck and stagnant energy. Going for a walk in nature, or even if you can't go out in nature because of the weather, moving around the house. And massage, you know, if your own elbows are aching, or your own feet are aching, or your own hands, massage them. Get up and move around. Especially if you've been resting, lying in bed. You know, when you feel rejuvenated, you feeling refreshed, getting up and moving around always helps. You want to move the energies around. Okay? Very important to move around. This could be dancing, doing some kind of movement that's going to bring you joy. Even a walk in nature is going to bring you joy. Even if you went as far as the back garden or the backyard, the front yard, whichever, pay attention. If you walk in the front yard, you're moving forward. You walk in the backyard, you're moving other things around. So wherever, you're walking around, that is the first thing to move around and exercise is walking. Pile 3, the back. Worries and concerns about stability in the future. Trust the God is your source. Your life is divinely guided and protected. Yeah, more back pain. Stability and the future. Your life is divinely guided and protected. It could be mid-back pain. It could be lower back pain. It could be upper back pain. Yeah, burdens. Letting go of burdens. Back to pile 1. Shoulders. Feeling overwhelmed and weighed down by burdens. Carrying around the weight of the world. Cut cords of fear and give any struggle to heaven to feel a release. Any struggle, shoulder pain, oh my goodness. I don't know how long I went through a frozen shoulder at one point. Let me tell you, it was the beginning of 2023. I can't remember. It was unbelievable. It could have been in March. I don't remember. But I will tell you this much. I was getting to a point where I couldn't lift my left shoulder to put on a top. I couldn't even wear anything on my left shoulder. It was something else. And it froze up and it was such a pain. It was just really trying to even move it. It was, believe me, if having to cut the cords of fear and give the struggle to heaven to release, definitely, again, that takes time. I don't know how long I had this frozen shoulder. I was literally in agony. It was coming down my back. Pile 2, burning mouth. Arguments, conflict with others, and angry words. Take a moment to cool down and breathe before interacting with others. This is really, really important. It's to breathe through this. Because here's the thing with the burning mouth. There could be whatever, verbal conflict, angry words for a lot of things. A lot of ego comes into play. It could be that letting go of conflict, avoiding conflict. Breathe. Bring yourself back in the now. And this really comes through. You can't change others. Even if the only thing you can change is your reactions. Things that no longer serve you. Conflict. Like, you're done with this. You're not going to get anywhere with the situation. Finding a way to walk away from the situation. Avoiding the conflict. This is interesting. This also comes into play with calling people names or calling anyone names. This is also blame. The energy of blame comes up with this. Just breathing through the situation, before responding, or not responding at all for the moment in time, because you're breathing to bring yourself back into the now. And, raising our voice is not going to get us anywhere. Name calling is certainly not going to get us anywhere, because once we start calling people names, this is the way we speak to ourselves. So we really are breathing to watch our words, because words become things, and that can come back to us, and it becomes nothing but a conflict going around and around and around. Pile 3. Toes, minor fears around the future. Trust that your future is safe, guided, and protected. Stubbing of the toe. It could be stubbing the toe anywhere. And also fear of the unknown. It could be fear of moving forward. That has come up a lot. Releasing that fear. Or maybe, when you stub the toe and all of a sudden you could be stubbing your toe in the wrong place. And it hurts for a minute. But that's releasing a lot of fear. And trust that your future is safe, guided, and protected. Wow. So now this leaves us left with the 2 cards that are clarifying. Card number 1, voice. Voice problems caused by feeling misunderstood, unheard, or being unable to speak the truth. Write down thoughts and feelings until communication is stored. So, if you're having a croaky throat, which is another throat chakra healing, another form of it, write things down, journaling out emotions of how you feel. This will help relieve the throat. Going with the flow, drinking more water until communication's restored. This could be journaling out a lot of emotions. If you have a journal specific to journaling out emotions, you want to let go of those feelings. Rip the page out of the journal, burn it. Or, writing down thoughts and feelings until the communication's restored. How do you feel about the situation? Or what do you feel in the current situation? Could be anything at this point. Last card, diarrhea. Releasing toxins and negative beliefs. Purging away psychic attack. Releasing fears of abandonment. Forgiveness of betrayal. Letting go of what needs to go. The old saying goes, better out than in. This card, there is a card before with this final card that ties into something, and I don't remember which one it is. Psychic attack. Toxic energy. Toxic people. Toxic places and things. People, places, and things. Things that don't feel good. Things that people project. Things that this came in with another card. And again, this is where this is also letting go of things that no longer serve you, things that don't feel good to you, psychic attack, and interesting this has come up, happens. It happens all the time, knowingly and unknowingly. When we release fear, any types of fears, this can happen. And it's a purge. It's a definite purge of things people might have done knowingly, unknowingly. It could be a purge of something that somebody was in ego. I'll just give an example right there. Could be even if it wasn't you directly, you could walk into a room, two people are having an argument or a conflict, or somebody called somebody a name. We could take that on from the collective, and that energy spreads. They're not angry with you. No, it's always not you. They're angry with themselves. And blame comes into play with this. You know, calling the victim. Feeling the need to blame somebody or a past situation. Moving out of blame. There's no one to blame. You know, nothing is no one's fault. Breathing through the situation. Get yourself out of it. And it's also a lesson to clear your energies from wherever you were or whatever the situation is. You know, doing a very quick energetic disconnect. Cutting the cords. But yeah, could be mirrored. You could be, you know, your masculine could be going through constipation. You could be going through that, vice versa. But a lot of this stuff is being mirrored right now is this ascension. And let's see. Let's see what wants to come in. If we can get another deck. Well, why don't we pull out the dragon deck with this, since we are approaching the wood fire dragon for this. Whatever is resonating with you, piles 1, 2, or 3. Could be a little from each, could be all 3. Thor's red, black, and gold dragon came up. Protects you in times of change. A time of rapid transition and transformation. Relax, you are safe. Yeah, breathe. Stay in the now. Let's see what else. Do we have any more messages? Let's see what's happening. Any more? Whoa. Came out of... Wow, that's just powerful. Okay. I'll take them. Emerald dragon brings in healing and cosmic abundance. See, green energy. Good fortune is coming. Let your thoughts support your divine perfection. Align with your 5th dimensional blueprint. Yeah, there's a lot of change coming around. Upgrades in your blueprint. Earth dragon, oh my gosh. Clears your path and the land around you. Stay grounded. Be ready to serve. Stuck energy is cleared. You can move forward in life. So, this is interesting how we have blue on the bottom, but there's trees in the background right here. Staying grounded and being ready to serve. Yeah, interesting that this dragon has a lot of blue coming down. Also another brown earthy color with the rocks here. You notice that there's a crystal. And the crystals that help with grounding at this time could be smoky quartz, could be black obsidian, could be black labradite. It's interesting how, yeah, going with the flow I'm seeing with this water. You know, staying grounded. A lot of cleansing going around. And the mountains in the background are blue. A lot of cleansing. Could be more rain and snow. And I'm seeing how this is flowing away. So big cleansing's taking place. Last card, the water dragon, more green. And what did I... Wow, helps you flow easily around obstacles. Christ light and love are flowing. Develop your psychic abilities going with the flow. Wow. Interesting. A lot of water energy with this water dragon coming with the earth dragon. A lot of greens and blues today. There's a lot of blue in this background. And it's interesting with green. Here's blue here and there's green. There's a lot of blue and green here, blue and green here, going with the flow. I'm getting with this overall drink and hydrate. You know, when we water our garden, things grow. And notice that these pillars, what I'm also getting is I keep getting a pillar of salt. You know, could be sea salt, a salt bath, you know, a salt shower, even if you don't have a bathtub. You know, there's a lot of fish, you know, could be swimming around, going with the flow. Could be, yeah. Notice that there's trees here growing the garden, drinking lots of water. Oh, excuse me, giving me fear. You know, and it wasn't a heavy burp. So going with the flow more, drinking lots of water. Could be needing that, you may be needing to add salt to your diet. But also, you know, the dry, itchy skin could be, you know, you could be experiencing that. Changing up any lotions or anything that moisturizes your skin. So I'm also picking up a lot of the need for more water. You know, if there's anything feeling dry, you want to water and add water to go with the flow. A lot of water energy coming through. So, I hope this helps. I hope you will all have a magical Monday and a magical week. And there will be something, a little surprise later. Who knows when? Could be tomorrow even, I don't know. With going with the flow with this ascension. So we have reached the pivotal point. We have of it. We're going with the flow. We're being at ease and in the now. Remember to breathe. And remember that the best is yet to come. A lot of green is coming through. I'm seeing green all over my own home. Believe it or not, I'm noticing it. So, have a wonderful week. And see you all soon. Bye for now.